What's up guys, Jordan here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Albion Online. Now Albion Online is a new release to Steam. It's a MMORPG sandbox game, and what differs it from other sandbox games is a few key points, such as it being there's no classes, and your stats or your powers and abilities or things as such are given to you by your equipment. So you can pretty much at any time, choose what you want to be and invest some time into actually becoming that, character or having certain abilities, which I think is really cool. Another thing is that it is cross-platform as well, which is amazing, especially for a game on Steam. It is pretty rare. You could play on iOS, Android, OS X, Windows, obviously, and yeah. And they're all on the same server, which I think is extremely cool. You guys can all play together with your friends, whether they're on Mac or even their Android tablet or whatever. And another really cool thing is you can have guilds in this game. You can play with your friends. Here's the map. I'm currently in Sierra Leone, but here's the map. It is a huge map, and it's way bigger than it even looks. And you can zoom in here and you can see all these territories, which is crazy. These are all owned by real people and real groups of clans and clansmen and all that sort of stuff, which is awesome. There's a ton of space to roam. It's a huge open sandbox game with a ton of players. There's some awesome bosses. There's, we got some greenlands, we have desert, we have water, forests, islands, all sorts of stuff, and you can, it's all in real time. You all battle each other in real time. In the last couple days on Steam alone, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in Sierra Leone right now, and there's an obscene amount of players for a game that's only been out on Steam for 4 days. Keep in mind this game has been out for about a year and a half, but it just launched on Steam, which I think was a really good move a couple days ago. And yeah. And another really cool thing is this game has a player-driven economy. So nearly every item in the game is crafted by players in player-constructed buildings, which is here on a mini-map. Every single one of these buildings is actually built and owned and operated and run by players. All players own every single one of these, and you can fight for them, or you can outbid them, you can buy them, trade them, whatever you have in mind, and it's really cool. It's really cool, and that's how you earn some income. There's a guy over here you can actually buy islands from, which is crazy to think about. You can own your own island and you can farm on it. You can raise livestock and you can do all this stuff for income, as well as we can go down here into the market, which you can see is very packed as well. A lot of areas in this game are extremely packed like this, which is a good sign for me, especially for an MMORPG that relies on having teammates and cooperation throughout, your guilds and your friends in order to achieve higher ranks and higher gears and all that stuff. But yeah, you can go in here, you can get, accessories, armor, artifacts, consumables, farmables, furniture, you can be a melee guy. There's pretty much three main things in this game, three main character types, I suppose you could say, and that would be a warrior, that would be right here, no. So yeah, a warrior right here. You can be a forge crafter. You work your way up in these skill trees right here, and you know, you got boots, armor, helmets, swords, axes, maces, hammers, crossbows, and shields, and all of those are just for the warrior, which I think is super cool. And then you can have a hunter, and the hunter, you know, you get the boots, the jacket, the hood, the bow, the spear, you know, healer abilities and stuff too. You have a dagger, a quarterstaff, a torch, and then you can have a mage, and the mage is more, you know, powered abilities like magic instead of just brute force, you know. And you, again, you know, you have the full gear sets, and then you have a healer staff, a fire staff, an arcane staff, frost, you know, a cursed staff, and you even get your little tome book. You can work yourself into crafting with, you know, higher tier resources that you usually would have to go to really hard places to find. You can actually craft those resources as well. And over here, there's a couple different pieces of armor. You can get plate armor, which is a lot of people like the plate armor. It's pretty good. My favorite pieces of gear right now are actually leather armor. I like leather assassin's gear. Right here with the Reaver, actually, this is like your overall, you know, how many creatures you've killed. Like, that's all it is. And you work your way up, you know, over a ton of time to get up here, and it makes it so your damage improves against your enemies. Makes it, you know, here's some more leather stuff. This would be more for the hunter, usually, typically. But as I was saying, how you can kind of mash together whatever you want. You know, there's no classes, no restrictions, which I really like. You can be, you know, a mage. You can have a mage's wand, but then you can also come over here and put on some leather armor, and then some plate boots or something if you wanted, or, you know, a cloth armor or a cloth hat or something. You know, you can have pretty much whatever you want. You can build whatever you want. It's totally customizable. Everything is to what you want it to be, which I just think is super cool. Again, you can join guilds. There's amazing guilds out right now. You can join these. It might be kind of hard to get accepted into some, because this game is extremely competitive, and you're going to need to have fairly good stats before you can get into a decent guild. But, you know, if you have a group of friends and you guys just want to grind out, you know, a couple hours a day or a week or a month or whatever it is that you guys do, I would totally recommend just making a guild with your friends and teaming up and doing everything together, because that is what makes this game really cool, is, you know, just doing it as a group and working together to achieve things that you couldn't do on your own. And so yeah, here's, you know, the market in at least Sierra Leone. There's a market in almost every single one of these main headquarters or cities or townships, whatever you'd prefer to call them. Another feature is these blue areas. These blue areas are safe regions. Players can't attack you, which means you can only be attacked by mobs, and you can only attack mobs for resources. These yellow areas are, I think, just a little bit harder, and they have clan territories owned in them, which, if you are on the clan's territory, they can kill you, and they most likely will. These and then over you get into these red areas, which are typically grouped together so you don't accidentally wander into one. But in these red areas, it's pretty much a free-for-all. You can be attacked by mobs. Mobs can attack you. You can be attacked by other characters. Other characters can attack you. And you can attack other characters. You can be attacked by bosses. And bosses are very important in this game. They drop insane gear. You can see here, this boss will reappear in 1 hour and 18 minutes. Yeah, as you can see, silver and other valuable items. Very suited for groups of players too. But yeah, you'll start out in these blue areas, which is completely fine, and you can try and get all your resources as best you can, and level up your gear and craft your gear actually, which is what I need to get into next. Is not only you can buy gear here with silver. When you start out, you're not going to have any silver, so you're going to start out with crafting, and I'm going to be making a couple videos on how to get into crafting as well. But for the most part, you will go around the cities and you will collect stone or cloth or all sorts of resources and wood, and you can combine those resources to make higher tier resources. But when you're first starting out, you can use those resources to craft your hunter's armor, your warrior's armor, or your mage's armor, and then you go out, fight higher tier monsters, higher tier dungeons and bosses, and also when you get into other lands, you collect higher tier resources, and you can in turn craft higher tier gear, and so on until you reach the max tier, which it will take a long time to get to. This game is just packed full of customization and versatility. As you can see, I got a mixture right now of a soldier's helmet, a scholar robe, which is actually a pretty good robe for this tier. We got soldier's boots, and you can see how novice is 2. That's kind of the rank. There's a beginner's, and there's a novice, and a journeyman's, and so on. It goes up in rank as well. And as you can see on my guy right here, on Jordan, I have the cursed staff, so I really like the mage's abilities, such as the overtimes, and this cursed staff is very high in just spamming damage, which I really appreciate. I think that's pretty fun. And your armor pieces are actually what give you your abilities. So if we want to test this out really quick so I can give you guys an example, we're going to go in here. You can do these in pretty much every single world. They're extremely cool. An excavation. But if you see down here, Vile Curse, and I can choose Armor Piercer or Cursed Beam. Deal 113 damage to 5 times to an enemy. A demonic beam shoots out in a straight line. All enemies hit take 141 damage and have their armor and magic resist reduced by 36 for 8 seconds. Now this would be pretty good for PvP, which this game does have. It has great PvP, but since we're in here right now, I'm going to go with the Cursed Beam. And you can do that for every piece of gear that you have. And so down here where you see these abilities, you can come up here, and here's a rat, so I'm going to attack that rat. So you have an auto attack, and you have these abilities from your armor. So if I read this one, this is the curse that'll reduce damage, or reduce their armor penetration, or give me armor penetration. And so, yeah, you have all these abilities which are just super cool. Of course, these are low level rats. They're not anything that's gonna be, not anything that'll be crazy, but yeah. This game is pretty cool. I'm liking it quite a bit. I got this ability that'll make me faster. I have this one that'll heal me over time really quick. But yeah, here's the whole battle process, kind of what it looks like. You have actions on cooldown. Everything's different. You ought to just read the information on your talents and abilities. And silver. This is how you get silver, is by doing quests, by doing these excavations, by pretty much everything. There's all sorts of ways to get silver in this game, but you're gonna want silver because it is one of your main resources. How you can just go through and buy things. But yeah, so that is what these are. Yeah, if you leave one of these, you can only start a vote to abort curious excavation after 5 minutes. You can try it again in 2 minutes 29 seconds. So apparently you have to be in here for about 5 minutes, so that's cool. We'll give you guys a little tour about this. A little bit longer than I wanted to, but hey, it's a good game. You guys will want to watch it. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about the game, please, comment down below. If you guys are legends at this game, or veterans as they're referred to in this game, just let me know if I said anything wrong down in the comments, because I do only have about 20 hours into this game, 25-ish, probably on both my characters, so I definitely am nowhere near close to even touching the surface of knowing all there is to know about this game, but I am loving this game so far and felt confident enough about what's going on to let you guys know about it, because I really like this game. I want to meet people that like this game as well, and I want to get people into this game so we can all play together and have a great community or something like that. I think it would be really cool. I haven't seen a game like this actually come out in a long time that's this in depth. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, his range. Oh, we just clutched it. Okay, yeah, you can see how bad I am. But yeah, a thing about this game that I think is really cool compared to other MMOs, especially ones that are on Steam, again, just to recap, is the cross-platform, I think, is really new to the whole MMORPG scene. The cross-platform is, I think, pretty important in MMORPGs because you rely so heavily on having teammates and having friends and clans to get through the higher tier things, because you actually can't do those types of things by yourself. It would be almost impossible just because of the sheer strength you need in some of the higher tier battles. So I think the cross-platform is really cool, as well as the real-time battle. You can battle other players, you can battle other mobs, and just everything kind of goes together to make one. Another cool thing is the PvP and just the sheer vastness of the world. It's just, there's so much to explore, so much to do. I mean, you can just walk up to literally any player you want. You can click on them and you can trade gear, or you can literally just duel them, right? Like these guys right here. They're actually in real time battling each other, which is super cool. I think that's something that a lot more games need to implement, because it's just so fun walking up to somebody you see that is pretty level with the stats and level that you are, and you want to take them on. You can just go right there and take them on. I think it's a really cool thing. I don't think this game is pay to win either. There is a gold store, and you can follow actual market trends, because this game is entirely based off an economy as well, a real-time economy, which I think is extremely cool. And you can buy gold with silver, or you can buy silver with gold, vice versa. They're used for just about the same exact things, except gold is purchased with real-life money and silver is in-game currency. But the reason it's not play to win is because you can buy gold with the in-game currency as well, and you can also buy your membership with in-game currencies. So I would highly recommend looking into that if you're interested in this game and want to further your progression. So I think that is a pretty good cap of the game, pretty good referral for you guys to at least get started. On my other character, I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of videos on how to, get into crafting, how to get into questing, how to just get the ball rolling. But just keep in mind that this is an open sandbox game, and it's huge. So just go out there, make some friends, join a guild, gain your power, get into crafting, do everything you need to do to further your power and your strength. And just go out there and have fun and destroy monsters and enjoy your time in Albion. So you guys, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great day.